game.
Yeah.
It's a good back and forth game. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think the refs, I think NFL officials do a pretty good job.
I think they deserve a pay raise, honestly.
I give them all the money.
Yeah. Oh, baby, here we are. The intro never gets old. It never gets old.
This is my new thing, too.
Yeah, is it? Is it like a, there are those like inflatable, like arm people at the dealership? Like, is that like
these
a cat?
These are my arthritis exercises.
Oh, okay. Oh, do they work?
Recommended.
Doctor approved. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of GPS. This is our second Friday show. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to cover. I am Tom Grossi. Joining me, as always, is Mr. Brandon Perna. Rocking it, and I pointed the right way on the screen, which already we're crushing it.
It's so hard.
It really is, because you're looking, it's like a mirror, but it's a bad mirror. But regardless, folks, we got a lot to break down today. We are going to do a deep dive into last night's thriller, which I never thought I would say about the Washington football team and the New Jersey Giants. I never thought that would be described as a thriller, but boy, oh boy, it was a game. And then, of course, we're going to be breaking down some of the best games coming up on week 2. This NFL season. Yeah, let's get it. Let's freaking get it. First, Brandon Perna, he's got to pay some bills.
Oh, I got to pay damn bills.
Plus, DraftKings gonna get back to us today and be like, "Yeah, you guys suck. Nobody used your code, so
we hate you." Take your $400 you put on the Texans. Well, actually, we took it. DraftKings is the sponsor of this show, ladies and gentlemen. You just got to use code GPS when you sign up over at DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. And only through our code, new players get a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 with their first deposit when you use the code GPS. GPS, it's easy to remember because it means Grossi, Perna, show. If you can't remember that, if you can't remember 3 letters, you probably shouldn't be doing sports betting.
You know what? That's valid. However, unless they're only like betting on like the abbreviation, so like Green Bay, right? So like GB, they can't do like Arizona because that's ARI. We can't do that. Like that's too much. So like you could, like there's workarounds like TB, like Tampa Bay, like they could do that, but Houston HOU can't do it.
Can't do it.
Not like you, Brandon Perna, with the HOU.
BRANDONPERNA. That's how you spell my name. And if you have not tried DraftKings yet, don't miss out because new customers also getting $200 in free bets instantly when you bet $1 or more on any football game. So that's even the bad games that you perceive to be bad. But if DraftKings isn't available in your state for sportsbook betting, you can do the fantasy app. They're offering millions of dollars in total prizes every week. We got a link in the description. We got the GPS code. And support them because they support us like a nice back brace. DraftKings Sportsbook, the back brace of keeping me upright.
Does that help with the arthritis as well, or is that just those are two separate?
Okay. Just like the New York Giants.
Now, roasted transition. Now, Brandon, listen. Let's. I want to give you props, buddy. I want to give you the props.
Okay.
Because last week, or it was earlier this week, time is a circle.
We don't know. Time is meaningless.
It's meaningless here. When you're working 12-hour days, 6 days a week, it doesn't matter anymore. So the thing is, folks, you said that Daniel Jones was sneakily fast.
Oh, yeah. Daniel was so fast.
You alluded to it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I guess. But my man, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, had wheels last night. And not only was he breaking Tyreek Hill's like speed record on land, but he did not trip and fall down. He didn't do it. And honestly, folks, I prepared a little graphic. Play the graphic. I spent like 6 hours on it of him not falling. There was a big celebration award thing.
Ooh, I don't have that.
I literally spent like
I got his stats. Did you mean his stats?
There was a whole video celebration. It was about 45 minutes long. It was.
It's just you running and not tripping.
That's all it was. It was me going on a morning run. That's all it was. But I was in a Daniel Jones jersey. But Danny Dimes.
No tripping, no fumbling, right? He didn't fumble last night.
I don't think he fumbled. Look, yeah, fumbles lost was 0. Look at that, man. 95 yards. 95 yards. That man was a better running back than Saquon Barkley last night.
Yeah, and Daniel Jones had his longest run called back. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
His longest touchdown run, which the officiating I want to get into with this game, it was bad. I want to talk about the Darius Slayton drop.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I want to talk about?
The holding you want to talk about. The McKissick
Slayton
run was so many.
That's basically it. The officiating and Darius Slayton. Those are the two big things. I want to start with the officiating, though, because...
Let's get it.
All right. Giants fans, they're struggling today. They've been struggling for a while. Things not looking good for New York. They beat themselves with some mistakes, some missed opportunities. That would be the Darius Slayton drop, even though I think it's actually an overthrow by Daniel Jones. But the referees... Okay. First, they negate Daniel Jones' big, beautiful touchdown run. It's close to 50-yard touchdown run, I believe. For a really, really dicey holding call. Like the kind of holding call that shouldn't take away a play like that. That's a touchdown off the scoreboard. Giants settle for a field goal.
Ticky-tacky, I think they would say.
Is the
Ticky-tacky, yeah.
Official name, the cliche name.
Yeah.
Washington gets flagged for roughing the passer.
Yes.
On what was basically a perfect tackle. Perfect tackle by Chase Young.
Zadarius Smith says, hey.
Oh, yeah. Zadarius Smith says, hey. Clay Matthews says, hey, hey.
Clay Matthews is just sitting on a farm somewhere, and every single time there's a bad roughing the passer call, he's just like, son of a, like his ears start perking up. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he gets like just a pain that shoots through his spine and freezes his whole body up for a second.
It's true. Hair is still gorgeous, though.
Yeah, I don't know what Chase Young's supposed to do in that situation. You've got all these Twitter experts who are like, so Chase Young, he falls on Daniel Jones as he tackles him, which if you ever played football, that's what you do. You hit guys, you tackle them, you fall on them, but you can't do that with the quarterback. So
that's our bad, guys. That's on me, actually.
Oh, did you?
Because that rule was put into effect after Anthony Barr fell on Aaron Rodgers and broke his collarbone. So wait a minute. I was going to take responsibility, but why would I do that? So you're saying that the Aaron Rodgers rule shouldn't be there? Just another reason he shouldn't go to Denver. This is going to get clipped once again.
God.
And
you're
I'm
really stacking up the evidence against.
Oh, it's going to, buddy. It's going to be a trial, and it's going to be a speedy trial. Yeah, no, I think like that's the thing. Like I feel so bad for defenders, and we talked about this honestly last Friday about the Thursday night game, because you had the lack of pass interference, but we agreed, like, if the corner does that and pushes off, then that's PI that's called every single time.
Instantly.
And like, I feel like it's nearly impossible to play defense like with these kind of new rules that 1,000,000% cater to the offense. And listen, safety is important. Don't get me wrong. Like, there should be an emphasis on protecting QBs and stuff like that. However, I think that there's also intention is important. And at the same time, like Chase Young is like making a tackle and there's nowhere else to go because he's tackling a human being.
Like, could he have maybe pulled back a little bit? Maybe, but it wasn't like the Jonathan Allen sack where he just flung Daniel Jones into the ground like a rag doll, that was far more violent.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't called. But YouTuber Bengal was in the chat before the show started. I don't know if he's still here, but he on Twitter said Chase Young should be suspended for this type of violence. And his tweet just definitely far outperformed mine. Appreciate the Barry McCockiner like stance on that, Bengal. But yes, that's an issue. We're going to see it for 2 months, before teams kind of separate themselves. But it's always early in the season. Those calls happen. And then the worst officiating call of the night go. Okay, so J.D. McKissick runs for a first down. He falls on his face. He trips over his own feet. He channeled his inner Daniel Jones. His face. He's like, I liked what Daniel Jones did last year. I'm going to put that into my game. Falls on his friggin' face.
Yes.
But nobody touches him. And he skedaddles over for the first down. Everybody sees it. The announcers, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, they're like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a first down. The booth officials like, yeah, this is going to be a first down. The refs review it, and they're like, not a first down. Down by phantom contact. They call him down short. I don't think it really affected the drive. I can't remember, but I don't know how you look at that and get it wrong. You have the visual evidence. You still fuck it up. Like, I am so every year reminded of how much I hate not NFL officials. There are people out there, but like that the NFL hasn't figured out a way to correct mistakes instantly, which they could do. They don't want to spend the money. That's probably the issue. They're greedy bastards. They don't want to spend the money to fix things instantly, which they could do. That's my problem with it. Like the Daniel Jones play, they can have their sky judge official dude. And 5 points might be dead.
I called him last night on stream.
Oh yeah. People were telling me that.
We had a great conversation. It was wonderful.
Oh man, I felt bad for him.
To your point though, like I've always wondered about this. Like you could eliminate this problem immediately. And this is one of my issues with like baseball, because you could literally like take umpires out of the game, like, and literally say like, hey, like the machine in the sky says like, that's a strike, that's a ball. Like they could do that. And they're like, oh, well, it's the human element of the game. And I feel like the honestly, one of the biggest problems the NFL has is that penalties are subjective based off of like the human beings who are in charge of calling them. Right. So like you can have an incident like last night where it's roughing the passer with one crew and it's not roughing the passer and it's the same exact play with another crew. Yeah. And like that, I think, is the biggest problem, because there you just have a lack of consistency. Yeah. And I think within the game, there's definitely like teams know this and players have talked about this and coaches have talked about this, like, like, oh, they're letting them play tonight, and that there's like, which is an insane idea, right?
I thought we let them play every week, guys.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to be able to play football tonight and actually tackle another grown man. But like that within a game of itself, it's such like a microcosm, and saying like, okay, like, what are they calling? Oh, we're allowed to, hold each other for 7 yards as we're running. They're not calling the 5-yard rule within this. It's like trying to like drive on a highway and you're like, all right, well, how much can I speed? Like, are they going to pull me over for doing 57 and a 55, or are they going to let me go 70? Yeah. And like, for me, GPS reference, because vehicles driving, like that for me is like one of the biggest problems the NFL has today, because there's no consistency between games.
Well, and that's you nailed it, because like there's always somebody on Twitter who's like, no, that's a textbook flag. That's a textbook. Like, what? It is not textbook. It is literally the exact opposite of a textbook roughing penalty. First of all, that textbook just got rewritten a couple of years ago. So
that's true.
Welcome to being new to the NFL. We're going to complain about that rule because we don't like it. And it is subjective. Like, yeah. And I get it's hard to kind of gauge some of those hits in real time. But like specifically on the Daniel Jones run, if you had your sky judge or your, Lord of Football, that's a cooler name, Lord of Football, ref in the sky there, and he can just in an earpiece go say, hey, what was the call? Like, who was the call on?
Yeah.
He can review that while everything's happening, and then he can just be like, no, let's pick that flag up. It can happen like that fast, I think.
Yeah. Because that's your
even
job.
if the refs just want to huddle and it's not a whole review, you're just waiting for scoring plays specifically or big plays. Like if it's a hold on, like a 6-yard run or some shit like that, you don't want to be interfering with every play, but those big ones, it's like the NFL's doing the opposite because you negate a great play and you don't want to take that out of the game. And they have come up with too many rules.
Yes,
to enable
I do agree with that.
So,
well, and that's the thing too. Like you don't want to see it because how many times do we see? Which, by the way, hold on, real quick. Now I'm starting to get angry about the refs. But like, if you watched last night, and I pointed this out on stream, the Giants left tackle like committed so many false starts, and they called it some of the times. But that man is jumping every single snap. Like if I went back right now, there's at least 5 freaking plays where he's just like, oh, like, yeah. And I'm just like, what is that? Like it was infuriating to me to watch that. And when it's so blatant to just like someone sitting here watching, trying to commentate and also pay attention to YouTube comments and still be like, oh, that's a false start. That's when you got a problem. And I'm not trying to be like an armchair ref and be like, yes, I know everything. That's not the case at all. But like, there's things that are blatantly happening and they're being called sometimes and not other times. And I don't know. It just the lack of consistency is not great. It's not great across the NFL.
It is not great. Okay, next thing.
Can we talk about how they shot themselves in the foot though? Like, and how it wasn't even it wasn't all the refs' fault, of course. But
right. No. The Giants had opportunities to win that game for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Whoa, Daniel, nice.
Thank you, Daniel.
$50 super chat. Packers fan in Colorado. Well, Daniel, if you're in Colorado, technically you got to give me that money.
That's
then
in the bylaws.
I'll give it to Tom, I swear.
Listen, 1, fitty for the kitty, and 2, appreciate you. Can I tell you, the minute that I got the donation, though, I got a moment of panic. Like that's how bad clickbait has scarred me.
Oh, you think it's
because I'm like, oh god, it's a big donation. I'm gonna get punished.
Yeah, no punishments here. Remember when Taylor Heinicke was backing up Jordan Ta'amu for the St. Louis Battlehawks? Taylor Heinicke, truthers remember.
There you go.
Josh Wells, yes, I do.
There you go.
I have been supporting Taylor Heinicke from the XFL days.
The Heine.
Although Jordan Ta'amu looked really good for the Battlehawks back then.
Just throwing out there. All right, you wanted to talk about the shoulda, woulda, caught.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm watching that game. I really got to like watch that game last night, which was nice. Baby was in bed. Dinner was in my belly. Wife was watching some other bullshit, and I could just tweet and watch the game. Darius Slayton gets wide open. I mean, I forget who was covering him. He forgot what his job was. Like, it's like if you and I just didn't show up today. That's
correct.
What the Washington corner did.
Yeah.
And as soon as Daniel Jones let go of that ball, I go, oh shit, he overthrew him. Like, that was my first thought. I was like, he just overthrew his wide open receiver. Now, to credit Daniel Jones, he got hit like right after he threw it.
Yep.
So he's under some duress. Okay. But he overthrows not only does he overthrows him, he puts too much heat on the ball. Something young quarterbacks really, I feel like, struggle is putting air under their deep balls to allow their receivers time to adjust or get to it. Darius Slayton has to kick it into another gear just to get to the ball. By the time he gets there, and he does get there, because Darius Slayton go fast.
Darius Slayton, you know what? Darius Slayton go fast.
Darius Slayton go fast. The ball does touch his hands. All right, his outreached hands, where he had to get to the angle, left over to the angle, and he doesn't catch it. And immediately, I think Joe Buck just starts shitting on him. And then immediately all of Twitter just goes, whatever Joe Buck said, it's his fault. It's his fault. That's probably because Joe Buck sits next to a quarterback. But like, I don't think it was all on Darius Slayton. Sure, he could have caught that ball, but should he have? Jones is lucky he got to that ball. Otherwise, everybody
is there like a picture that we can pull up that like shows where the ball is?
I can find one. I've got some downloaded here. Let me find
the drop, because I don't want to mess up or make angry the NFL gods.
It's at the fingertips.
Oh, yeah,
I got that.
Yeah, we got that, because so here's the thing, like, I think there's that old school mentality, because I can't tell you how many times I was told that that's it. Like, it hits your hands, you gotta catch the ball, and that's it. And I feel like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, because you're talking about putting air underneath the ball. Like, if you look last Thursday night, how many times does Brady do that? Like, Brady legit just goes, okay, like, I'm going to lob it up.
Yeah.
And like, you run and you go get it. So like, that picture right there is exactly what Perna's talking about. Could he caught the ball? Like, absolutely. But that's right at the fingertips.
And look, you can say, if you want to be an elite receiver in the NFL, you got to make that catch.
Sure.
Okay? Fair enough. I agree. Like, only the best receivers make up for their quarterback's shit throw and then get it. If you're a quarterback, though, you got to give your receiver a better chance in a situation where they're wide open. Like, you don't need to overthrow it there. So I think it's fair to criticize the receiver a little bit, but also you got to be willing to put that on the QB as well. And it's like Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all those guys, when they
Teddy Bridgewater,
ball, they put the air under it.
Sure.
Teddy, I mean, okay, people compared KJ Hamler's drop to that one. And Teddy threw like a bomb to KJ Hamler, hit Hamler right in the bucket, though. Like, it was not overstretched. Hamler just dropped it. And then Hamler stayed after practice, caught 100 balls. Teddy, he moved his locker next to Teddy's, saying he appreciates Teddy's like mentorship. Like, he's doing all the right things to make sure that doesn't happen again. Just got to give my team a little bit of love there, but like, it was a different situation. Completely different throw.
Well, like, you look at like Scary Terry, right? Who, good God, man. I saw this on Twitter. Like, he's QB proof. Like, that idea of like, it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. Like, he will. And that, like, honestly, like, I'm not trying to compare the two, but I'm saying, like, if you have a guy like Terry, like, maybe he catches that ball because maybe he lays out for it, or maybe he adjusts or what have you. And I think that the ball is not uncatchable. I think that it definitely is possible. But also, kind of against Daniel Jones for a hot second, as we just talked about, there's like 15 yards between Slayton and the nearest defender. Like, that man could have just, whoop. And again, he gets smacked. He's doing it under pressure. I'm not saying that, I could have made that throw like Uncle Rico. I could throw it over those mountains over there. But, I think there, like AD, like, that's a good point. He says, to jump there. So, like, maybe, like, if you're a receiver, like, you'd handle that differently. And if you're a great QB, you put more air in it. So you could say, like, they're both at fault there. But I think what Perna's saying here, and don't let me put words in your mouth, it's just like, this shouldn't all just go against Slayton, just be like trash.
It's like, run full speed and then have a ball at the tip of your hands and see how difficult that is to catch.
Sure.
Also, he had to, it was just Daniel Jones didn't hit him in stride. Daniel Jones didn't give him the best catch, or the best opportunity to make that catch. So it's like, I just wanted to defend Slayton, because I'm on Twitter during the games and you just see like the immediate reaction. Good or bad, of people just like going at dudes. And I felt like Slayton, I like Slayton. I think he's an underrated, like, very solid receiver. He made a really good catch earlier in the game, but he got a little too much hate. So I'm here to absorb some of that hate like a superhero.
You know what? That's very noble of you. You're a superhero. Well, because that's the thing. Because Daniel Jones, he did have a good night. He was a dual threat. The runs that he did, he was definitely sneaky fast. But man, you're talking about the Giants and choking it away. Like, we talked about the officiating, we talked about this, but like, let's also like call a spade, because hot damn, did the Giants shoot themselves in the foot. And And you just look at that. By the way, Sterling Shepard had himself a nice night as well. Like PPR owners will be very, very happy with him.
He was a problem for the Broncos last week.
But holy crap, man! Like that last sequence in which the Giants they take the lead, they do it, and you don't even have enough. You don't have timeouts to ice the kicker. You're not able to do that. And he goes up, he hits it, he misses it, and you're like, oh man, like that's the game. It's done now. Like we're good. And you're offsides.
Poor Dexter Lawrence.
You're offside. Like this is D Ford being offside. It's in like the AFC. Obviously the stakes aren't as high, but hot damn, like that literally, like you can point to a lot of reasons why the Giants lost, but oh boy, recency bias is going to put it all on Lawrence there and be like, yep. You are the literal reason why we lost the game because we won it for a hot second. We won it and then we didn't.
Yeah. And I saw somebody say like they didn't think he was actually offsides. I rewatched that a handful of times this morning. He definitely jumped.
Oh, he's offsides.
Not only did he jump, but like he knew he did because he just kind of fell forward he tries to stop himself. Dexter Lawrence, he's a good player too. Like it's just unfortunate. He gave Dustin Hopkins a second chance to kick that. Before that, too, okay, Taylor Heinicke played a great game, but then he threw an interception late. And we criticized Baker Mayfield for doing like the exact same thing. Like the game is on the line. Yeah. He throws a pick. And I tweeted like, great quarterbacks, like truly great quarterbacks, like a good way to judge them is what they do after a mistake like that late in the game, and if they can get their team the win. Yeah. And I was like, 2 minutes, that is so easy to get back into field goal range. Yeah. Heinicke's got to do this. And he did. A couple balls were high. Great quarterbacks, if they could give all of their kickers 2 chances to make it, they're going to take it. So as much as I want to be on the Taylor Heinicke hype train, that was a bet. You can't throw those picks late. But to his credit, he did get the team back downfield. Yep. Wasn't scared to throw it in the middle of the field where that clock was running. But also the other story coming out of there is Antonio Gibson fantasy owners really not fans of J.D. McKissick these days, who took his touchdown away. He's getting the passing targets.
The vulture.
McKissick's good. He sprung one. But like Antonio Gibson was the gem of that offense last year. So it's like Ron Rivera, let's get off the kissing train, okay? The McKissing train.
Well, listen, I was the idiot who drafted Saquon Barkley, so I'm crushing it right now. Yeah, I am crushing it. I should have had Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was my quarterback last year just because I didn't have a quarterback, and he was god-awful for me. So I'm really happy to see that he's doing well in this game against one of the best defenses. So here, so the Giants wind up losing. If I'm not mistaken, that's the 5th consecutive year now that they started 0-2, right? That was the stat I think that Five was talking about. Which is terrible, which is really bad. And you've already seen like all over Twitter, it's fire David Gettleman, get the hell out. I don't know how he still has a job, to be honest, but that's not even from last night. Like, I don't know how he's maintained a job for quite some time. So I listen, if I could have that job, and I feel like he'd do really well with the Bears because the Bears apparently have a problem with firing people too. So I have no idea like if you're a Giants fan, you're looking at this. I think the positives you pull out of it is Daniel Jones looked pretty solid, solid last night against a good defense. The offensive line didn't let him get murdered. He was okay. And I think
4 sacks against a very good pass rush. Yeah. None of the sacks were by Chase Young, though. So
there you go. That's well, there's the rough in the passer, but that's not. You're welcome, refs. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, like what you need to do if you're a Giants fan is start a petition. You need to get multiple signatures, which I think will be very, very easily accomplished, and pray that that goes nowhere, because honestly, but it'll at least occupy your time so you don't have to watch the game anymore. Like, what do you do if you're a Giants fan? Like, what do you do right now, Brandon Perna?
I purchase a Buffalo Bills hat.
The real,
I was
true,
gonna say
and
Jets.
only
I was
New
like,
York
no,
team.
that's even worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's tough sledding right now if you're a Giants fan. But I love how I said in the beginning of this season too. I was like, you know what? We talked about this. Like, they could be a sleeper team. Like, if they got it together, the offensive line, Saquon Barkley's back, the defense was good at the end of last year. They definitely could do it. They just have not in 2 games.
2 games in a row. They played better against Washington, but I don't think Washington's as good as the Broncos right now. Oh, it's so nice to say that and be confident. You're waiting for your team to develop.
Yeah.
And they're making mistakes that cost them games. I felt like Giants fans, I think, felt the way Broncos fans felt, not so much last year, but the year before, where they lost in like horrific ways.
Yeah.
The Broncos took the lead and it was like 3 games with like just 2 or 3 minutes left. And they lost all of those games. And it was bad call by the refs, but also like Gardner Minshew doing some miracle work against him. Jacoby Brissett, who Von Miller had dead to rights for a safety, escaping the sack and keeping like the Colts drive alive. Like, we lost in some really bad ways, games we should have won, and the Giants should have won that game. I thought Washington played. Oh my, Daniel Nye. What? All right. I was kidding earlier about giving me the money, but Daniel, damn it, Daniel. Thank you. So I think like it's going to be a long season for the Giants.
I think so. Well, like this is the problem too. Like, if you're a Giants fan, even if your team sucks, like let's say they're like complete garbage, this is the year I think everyone can agree is Daniel Jones our franchise QB.
Yeah.
And you're going to find out. You had the performance week 1, which you're like, oh, that was rough. You have last night where he's better against a good defense. Like that's like the only, I guess, silver lining of this. You're like, all right, you have 2 sample sizes of the games this year. One, he looks good. One, he doesn't look good. Like, maybe, I mean, we figured it out, and either way, it's a good answer.
I'll tell you what they do. I know how to fix the Giants. You get rid of Jason Garrett and you bring in an innovative offensive play caller. And I know Garrett's easy to throw punches at, but like, I say, let's just believe Saquon Barkley is going to get back to where Barkley was as a rookie. Let's just believe that for a second.
Yeah.
You've got this sneaky dynamic quarterback in Daniel Jones.
Yep.
Start calling some games like the way the Ravens run their offense. Okay. Like, just take advantage of that. Make Daniel Jones a true dual threat QB every week. You have nothing to lose by doing that.
Yeah.
So you're going to be scared that Daniel Jones might fumble.
There's no stress-free watching of Daniel Jones because you're just like, when's the trip or the fumble coming?
Take your Xanax and then watch Daniel Jones or Valium. Yeah. Maybe that's a better.
That's probably going to be better. Yeah.
All right, but we've got games coming up this weekend.
Real quick, Perna, real quick.
Sure.
I want a prediction from you right meow. Do the Washington football team or the New York Giants get a single win against the Dallas Cowboys this year?
Ooh.
It's a Scooter Magruder conversation, because I think Scooter actually might have tweeted about this. And I'm pretty sure he said there's like no way. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw that. Giants fans, you want to talk about it? Okay. All right, maybe he did. Maybe I just wanted. You're tried projecting. To manifest that, because that's something that he would say.
Yeah, my guess is the Cowboys aren't going to be as good as they looked in a loss to the Buccaneers. That's my guess. Cowboys can hang with anyone, I think, offensively, but until I see that defense like clamp someone down, Taylor Heinicke, he's wily enough to hang with them. He's going to take some risks.
You throw it up to Terry.
Heinicke, like he was falling to the ground and threw out that ball, or tried to throw out that ball. He kind of got lucky. He threw that bad pick to Bradbury. Like
there was a couple drop picks from the Giants.
Yeah, he throws a pretty ball. Like you're gonna have to kind of. He's the double-edged sword QB. He's gonna make some mistakes, but I think he'll bounce back from them. Yeah, I think Washington beats Dallas because they've got a defense that should be able to slow him down. Although the Washington defense hasn't lived up to the hype quite yet.
No, they haven't. They definitely haven't.
We thought they were going to be as good as they were, in the playoffs or getting them into the playoffs last year. I haven't seen it. I ain't seen it yet.
Because that's the thing. Do either of the teams that we saw last night win that division? I mean, again, it's a small sample size, but
I mean, we've got to look at the Eagles. Like, we're not even talking about the Eagles. They might be good. Jalen Hurts might be legit.
It's against the Falcons, but listen, next they got a Monday night game coming up in a couple weeks against the Dallas Cowboys. So that will be that'd be a good measuring stick. But I think to end on this point, the one thing I want to make very clear is that the Dallas Cowboys are playing the LA Chargers this week, and that's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
And then they're playing a potentially good Eagles team. So what I'm saying, folks, is it is possible that Scooter loses this bet literally by the end of week 3. And the best part is it's a Monday night game, prime time, Eagles and Cowboys.
Wow.
I will put it out there right now. If the Chargers beat the Cowboys, I will stream that Eagles-Cowboys game because, oh, baby, that is going to be real fun. Because to see them go potentially 0-3, and that would be
tough pill to swallow for Scooter.
It'd be delightful. It would be delightful.
You know what else is delightful?
What's that?
Placing all of your sportsbook bets with DraftKings Sportsbook. Truly delightful. This weekend, we've got a ton of games. Tom and I are going to get into the ones that we really like. But if you sign up at DraftKings with our code, the GPS, they're giving all new players a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. That's crazy. That is a crazy number of dollars for them to match. So if you want to maximize your value, you do that now. DraftKings, you've got same game parlays you can bet on, live betting, so much more. You can be crazy like me and bet a lot of money on the Texans money line.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
To get DraftKings to notice you on Twitter. Success. And if you have not tried DraftKings yet, don't miss out because they're giving new customers $200 in free bets instantly. Free bets for you to do. $200 worth of those on DraftKings Sports. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook. You got to download the app on your phone, in your brain. If you've got the Elon Musk internet in your brain already, use code GPS and you're going to receive that free deposit bonus of up to $200. Okay. Code, link, description. And if you win, all I ask is that you close your eyes and you think about my face and Tom Grossi's face. And while your eyes are closed, you say, thank you, guys. Thank you for steering me in the right direction. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so.
We navigated you there.
Yeah. Tom.
We navigated you home.
Navigate me to what you think the best game is this week.
Oh, look at that transition. We're just getting better and better and better. It's like butter. I'm allergic. We can't talk about that. Anyway,
watch out, Skip.
So there's a handful of some good games in week 2. I know that it looks like there's kind of some meh games out there, but there's some good ones. I mentioned before, you had the Cowboys Chargers. We'll go through some of these. You got the Bills Dolphins, which all of a sudden looks like that could be a real interesting game.
Josh Allen, undefeated against the Dolphins in his career. So does that change?
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying on top of that, you got the Titans Seahawks. I think that's an interesting matchup.
Yeah,
I think the Titans are going to come look a little bit better, but good God. Also, Russell Wilson, I actually switched out someone to start Chris Carson because I'm like, I feel like he's going to run all over that Titans defense because.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's fair.
That's a big oof. And then, honestly, before we get into our game, the Sunday night game, Ravens Chiefs.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, loses a little of its luster because the Ravens, one, lost to the Raiders, and two, don't really have any running backs. But I think I started Latavius Murray because all my other guys, I got Raheem Mostert, he got hurt, so I got to start Latavius Murray.
Rough.
But yeah, I think that those are like your highlight games. But I want to talk about them. Let's get through this. But hold on, Brandon Perna.
We can call that the tank division, sure. You've got 1 week before Rodgers revitalizes the Packers. Call them a tank division right now. Because outside of the Packers, if the Packers aren't good, it really is a tank division.
You know what? And I will wear that with pride as long as we win it.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. That's all I care about it. All right, so let's go through. You want to talk about your guys first, and then we'll jump to some of these other games?
Sure. I think a sneaky good game might actually be the Saints and Panthers. I'm not sure the Saints are as good as they were last week, and I think the Panthers...
Oh, and that preseason game, you mean? Yeah, that preseason game they played last week? Yeah, no, I agree.
The Panthers, they look good against the Jets, so I want to see if they look good against a good team.
Honestly, like that Sam Darnold, I know because he played pretty well against the Jets, but that D-line of New Orleans, that might rough him up a little bit.
Yeah. Other game, Raiders Steelers might be good too. So, all right, yeah, Broncos Jags. Look, Denver got a nice win against the Giants. And they're going to get an even nicer win against the Jags. Because at this point, I have to believe Jacksonville's the worst team in the league from top to bottom. You got a head coach.
It's after 1 week.
Yeah. After 1 week, the Jags are the worst team.
We'll call it in.
Look, I don't believe in their head coach, which if you don't believe in their head coach, that makes rookie quarterback's job very hard. Also, rookie quarterback job made very hard by bad O-line. Check for the Jags. They got good running backs. Don't friggin' use them. Hard for your rookie. Bad defense. So that's the big 4 or 5. I don't know how many things I just listed. So my concern is maybe some overconfidence by the Broncos. If they don't dominate this game, I'm going to be a little bit scared. And as a Broncos fan, I'm going to live in this euphoria for September because we've got the Jets after them. We don't have a real game for a while. So what's stopping me from being that arrogant a-hole and pretending like my team is the greatest friggin' team on earth? Nothing, I tell you, except God himself striking me down with a lightning bolt. Like Phillip Rivers is guiding his hand. So yeah, I feel confident about this game. Broncos are going to get there a little bit early. I think they're leaving a day early so that they can adjust for an East Coast AM game. I picked the Washington football team to beat the Giants 30-10. Washington got to 30, but the Giants had 29. I feel like this game might be a blowout, but I'll save that for my official prediction.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the thing, the Packers and Jaguars haven't been good, but like the Jaguars took the Packers like to the limit. What was that, last year? I think it was last year when they played. It was last year or 2 years ago. Again, time is irrelevant at this time.
Time is a construct. When
was it? Oh, yeah, it was last year. Yeah, they won 24-20. Like, it was a really, really close game. So, I mean, be careful because they might get a little sneaky. I mean, the Vikings even went into OT with them. So, I'm just saying, be a little careful. Just be little careful. You're going to Jacksonville.
I'm going to be cocky while I can.
Okay.
I'm not scared of contradicting myself.
Not at all. That's fine. Listen, Cardinals, Vikings. Yeah, Cardinals, destruction. Love it. Love it. I love that. Grandpa Cardinal will ride again. But yeah, I would pray that you guys are going to win. Now, speaking of, because it's so poetic, Brandon Perna, because your team is going up against Kitty Cats, as is my team. As the Green Bay Packers. are taking on the Detroit Lions in the home opener on Monday Night Football. That's it. The Green Bay Packers failed to score a touchdown last week because, again, they wanted to save it for the opening crowd. The Lions are a bit beat up. Okuda out for the year.
Oh yeah, poor Okuda.
Yeah, I feel for him. I feel bad for him. I also feel real bad for that Lions secondary because I don't know who is going to cover Devontae Adams.
Your guy Tim Boyle got a thumb injury.
Yeah, he had to get surgery on that. That was I think that was preseason because he smacked his hand on a helmet.
He was trying to beat Goff.
Yeah, that's it. And then it didn't work.
Look at those 133 passing yards for Aaron Rodgers. It looks so weird. Like it just looks like it's a mistake.
It's a Jamal Williams revenge game.
Oh, that's
going back, which I think he needs like 30 carries or something like that, or 35 carries without a fumble, and he breaks the record, I think.
He will. Philip Lindsay right now has the record for most carries without a fumble.
Got you.
So that's where he needs to get to Philip Lindsay.
But Philip Lindsay's still playing.
Are the Texans going to use Lindsay? Yeah, it's a stat we held with a lot of pride here in Denver because we weren't winning a lot of games.
Hey, listen, you got to hold on to what you can. Can Jacksonville go 0-17? I think it's possible. But someone highlighted before in December that you have the Jets-Jaguars game. That's going to be...
Oh, that's
going to be a horror show. And that's going to be on my TV because I'm in New York. So that's just even worse. You know, I think TJ Hawkinson, they're highlighting him there. He's definitely somebody to worry about. You know, I think Hawkinson's going to have a big year just because, one, he's a good tight end who kind of broke out last year. And on top of that, you know, Jared Goff is definitely going to target him because he's a big-bodied guy. You know, they usually go after those tight ends. So that sounded very sexual, and I didn't even mean it to. But anyway, I think if you're able to cover them, I think their O-line is banged up right now. The pass rush, it can't get any worse than what it was last week. It literally cannot get worse.
Man,
so
I got to go back.
The Packers,
take TJ Hawkinson seriously as a threat.
You don't think so?
Just his hair here. Oh, TJ.
Oh my God. Yeah. Listen, he's trying something new.
He's good. You got to be good to do that.
He's trying something new. He's letting it rock. He's letting it fly. Yeah. So I think he's gonna put up some points. But I think the Packers, just because their offense, Rodgers pissed off. Let's put it this way.
Oh yeah.
And I think their offense is gonna come out legitimately swinging. So I think they put up at least 30 points, at least.
Yeah, it's like I already said, I think Rodgers going to lead all passers after this weekend. It's what he does. Van life. Yeah, he's definitely living that van life.
He's definitely a blogger who's like living out of a van, and he's just like, listen, guys,
check it. All right.
And take a look. Let's take a look.
Okay.
What? It's like our intro.
Yeah. Our promo. I think, the Packers, it's going to be a big bounce back game.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Easy bounce back. Chiefs, Ravens. This is going to really, I'll be keeping an eye on
We're
this
on the same page. This is the game I was just about to bring up. Look at that.
I needed the Ravens to beat the Raiders, and I need them to beat the Chiefs. Yeah. In fact, in my Pick'em League, I picked them to beat the Chiefs in an upset. As Rodgers has this big bounce back game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, like, the Ravens are struggling with injuries, but I'm not going to believe they're a bad football team until after this game, maybe. I think they've got a chance to have a bounce back game. I think the way they play football, they can be very hard to keep up with. Lamar's got to throw a little better against Kansas City than he did the Raiders, which is going to be tougher because the Chiefs' defense is better than the Raiders. But I think it's possible. I don't think many people believe the Ravens have a chance here, and they do. They're at home. So let's see Lamar go off. Let's see that defense get after Mahomes. They got after Derek Carr. It wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a weird game. So Week 2, things start to sink in for teams. And that's really, I'm looking for like I'm reaching for reasons why I think the Ravens can win, but I got to believe it. I got to.
And listen, they're at home. They're playing at home. So
yeah,
that's a thing. By the way, you mentioned your Pick'em League. What was your record?
Oh, bad. It's 8-8. Well, it's 8-8.
I was 8-8.
Ah, nice.
We suck together.
Dude, the week 1, man, there was just too many upsets.
There was 6 people in my Pick'em League. 6 that got 13 games right.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's wild.
You guys took some risks.
Yeah, that was like, you're picking the Bengals to beat the Vikings. You're going out. I'm happy with some of the picks I made, like Arizona beating the Titans. Like I was proud of that one. But yeah, no, that was rough.
There were like 3 people who went 16-0, I think, in the ESPN overall. I was like, how?
Yeah, how do you pick that? That's damn.
So
those are the people who have like algorithms who are just like looking at the humidity, like the field moisture, like the manufacturer of the cleat for that day. And like they're looking at that and they're like, this gives them a 0.67 chance to win.
Yeah, Zach Wilson's never won at humidity level.
Yeah. He starts cramping up.
Yeah. Like Will and I used to do the picks and we'd battle against each other every week. And I felt like every season Will would get me the first couple weeks before I really like learned which teams were good and bad. Once I get a read on the teams, I feel like I'm pretty good at picking just the outright winner.
Yeah.
And this first week was a great reminder of how like a dice roll week 1 is.
It really is. Because we're talking about all these teams that we think are good. Like, watch them all get slapped in the face. And they're just like, oh, no, we're back at square one because we don't know anything. The only team that will continuously look good is the Houston Texans when they upset the Cleveland Browns. And they're technically the number 1 team in the AFC. Number 1.
They will be first place. They're going to win me a lot of money.
$2,000, baby. Let's get it.
$2,000, which I will not put back into this show for production resources. So don't even.
Nope.
Ask.
We're gonna bet that, and we're gonna put a line on the Texans to go to the Super Bowl.
That's right. Boom.
I can't imagine what the payout would be. Can you imagine? Like, if you pick the Texans at the beginning of the season to go win the Super Bowl, I can't imagine. Like, you put down like $3 and they're like, you'll win $6.7 million.
Yeah. I'm going to go into DraftKings and find some like more reasonable bets because I saw on Twitter last night, if you put like a $30 bet on like Darius Slayton to have 2 touchdowns, like the payout was also like $2,000.
Damn.
And then that's why like his touchdown drop really might have made some people upset.
I got it.
We didn't mention this, but also I think another good game, 49ers Eagles. So if the Eagles are good, they're at home against a very good opponent. They have to win this game for me to believe in Jalen Hurts being better than Gardner Minshew, number 1, because Gardner Minshew is keeping that bench very, very warm. But Hurts look good. But he's going to play against a much better defense. A defense that I think is going to get after him. An offense that can control. I don't care who's running the ball for the 49ers. They're going to run it effectively.
Yeah.
Like, Philadelphia's opportunities to win against the 49ers will be few because they can 49ers can control the clock. Jimmy G did very well in the passing game last week against the Lions, but we're going to see if the Eagles defense is good, and we're going to see if Jalen Hurts is good. So this, I think, I'll be live streaming the Broncos game, so I won't be watching it while it happens. No. But by Monday, when I get to see the highlights, I'll know for sure. But I'm kind of I like both of these teams. Like, I root for the 49ers because I like Kyle Shanahan. I like John Lynch.
Nope.
And I root for the Eagles because they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
That's valid. That one's fine. No, I will not cheer for the San Francisco 49ers.
The 49ers have been a thorn.
They hurt me deeply. Like, honestly, it's a lot of NFC West teams that do that. The Cardinals in the playoffs, the 49ers in the regular season and the playoffs, the Seahawks, of course, I will never forgive them ever. And the Rams, like, we lost a heartbreaker a couple years ago with Ty Montgomery. So, like, it's not easy. It's not rough. The NFC West is
it was easy.
No one ever said it would be this hard.
We should do a whole show where we just do song lyrics to describe to predict the football. Oh,
I agree.
Wow.
You know what? I agree, and I think that those ratings would be.
Too bad you and I didn't have like musical prowess. Is that the right word?
Yeah. I think some would say prowess, some would say ability, talent. But I will say, there's be a couple games that I'll be streaming. I think I actually might do the Cowboys game too, and then we'll do the Sunday night game, and then we'll be rock and roll. It's gonna be a pretty good weekend of football. I'm excited for it.
Very good weekend. All right, I'm gonna throw a little curveball here.
Right.
Sunday, Bengals,
Bears.
God, my brain just stopped working.
It's like
I was looking at the Bears logo. It says chai for sure, and my brain couldn't say Bears.
It looks like a toilet seat, so like I get it. It's fine. Yeah.
My curveball, Tom, I might have a brain tumor. Bengals, Bears. Who wins? Quick answer. Gut.
Oh, I said the Bears. I'm saying the Bears, but I think the Bengals could pull off an upset.
Bengals win that game. Texans.
You think so?
Browns. Who wins?
It's the Browns.
Yeah, no.
You can't even. If that's $410, you're never getting back, buddy.
Yeah, BJ Hill. People loving the BJ Hill edition for the Bengals. Their defense might be a little bit better. Zach Taylor in the hot seat. Maybe he doesn't get fired this year. Joe Burrow looked good. I think the Bengals might be all right.
I will be so happy to be wrong. I'll be so if the Bengals could beat the Vikings and the Bears back to back. Listen, folks. We already have a love for the Bengals. Kitty goes meow for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's in our artwork, it's in our lives, and it's in our dreams, folks.
Hey, if the Browns can be good, so can the Bengals. That should be the Bengals chant.
That's how they sell season tickets. If these guys can do it, so can we.
So can we. Okay, Rams, Colts. Colts getting Hard Knocks, mid-season Hard Knocks, first ever.
Interesting.
We're so shitty. HBO's like, we got to do 2 of these every year now if you guys want to keep this deal. I think the Rams are going to smoke the Colts.
I think it's gonna be a little bit of a closer game, but I actually pulled Jonathan Taylor for one of my leagues because I was like,
you don't want to run against.
No, David Montgomery ran very, very well, over 100 yards and a touchdown against the Rams. So we'll see if they can adjust.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, you mentioned that, and when I rewatched the highlights from that game, I was like, yeah, Tom was right. They should have kept handing off the ball to him. But
he kept on ripping. Like there was a couple of times he got stopped, but he kept ripping off runs. I'm like, what are you doing?
Bills, Dolphins.
I think the Bills bounce back, but I'm not confident in that. I'm not confident.
I am so confident in my triple Bs bouncing back this week, double Bs. Sorry, Cleveland.
Yeah,
Bills are going to win this one. And I think the Dolphins are good. Okay. Patriots, Jets.
If the Jets win, the world will rejoice. They will rejoice. But I think the Patriots win.
Yeah. Okay. 49ers, Eagles. Ooh.
I have 49ers winning that one.
I'm going to take the 49ers. Vegas, Pittsburgh.
It should be a decent game, but I think Pittsburgh wins because their defense is better than the Ravens defense.
Yeah. Derek Carr, he already admitted he was up and down in that game. There's going to be a lot of downs against the Steelers.
And listen, Ben Roethlisberger did not have a great week 1. Like he wasn't good.
He didn't look any better.
I'm not I think Najee Harris is going to have himself a game. Like this will be if you're a fantasy owner, I feel like that this is the game that you play Najee Harris. But I still have the Steelers taking it just because of the better defense. But I do want this to go into overtime again, and I want it to be just as exciting if the Raiders are going to win.
Fair enough. Man, there are a lot of 11 o'clock games. Okay. Saints, Carolina Panthers. Who are you taking?
Saints.
Yeah, I'll go Panthers.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Sam Darnold. Keep running for them teddies. Denver Jags. We got the Broncos.
Jaguars easy. It's not even a game. If the Jaguars win, buddy, Monday's going to be rough.
Yeah. I've been there. I've been to the bottom.
I was born in the darkness.
Vikings Cards.
Oh, Cardinals.
Easy.
Cardinals
I'll
all
put
day.
the Cardinals in my power rankings.
I hope they just
beat the Vikings.
I hope they.
The good
I hope
people
it's
of
not
Minnesota, ye shall be disappointed.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Nobody giving the Falcons a shot.
I said on Wednesday, when you said that you did that Texans bet, I said the Falcons have a shot. Do I think they're going to win? No, I'm not an idiot, but I'm not going to pick them.
I don't like the spread here, but Falcons going to give the Bucks a run for their money. Tampa
I think it's
wins
close.
a close one. Cowboys, Chargers. We both think the Chargers.
Please.
Titans, Seahawks. I think Seahawks win.
Yeah, Seahawks on that defense. Yeah.
Chance. Derrick Henry will play better.
Yeah.
And then Chiefs, Ravens. So we covered them all. We did it. Briefly, quickly.
We nailed it. Look at that. And look at that. It's noon. We crushed that right up to the buzzer. Doesn't get better than this. Doesn't get any better.
We should sit here in silence for 5 minutes.
We should.
Hey, if you're still watching this show on Tom's channel or my channel, thumbs the video up.
Really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, especially in the beginning of September. You know, it's a real thing. You have to get back in the good graces of the algorithm. So the more interaction that's going on within a video, it really helps push. And it's free. And it's for free.
Here's what's crazy. Like, we're like a loyal, hardworking husband who his job takes him on the road for long stints. All right. And YouTube is like your wife, who also loves you, but gets a little frustrated that you're gone so long. And once you come back home, even though you're out there working hard, it's like, you ain't jumping right back in the sack with me. I need a little romance. I need a little love from you. And that's what YouTube makes us go through after the off season, once this season kicks off. And if you look at YouTube and you look up NFL news, there's like 50 videos of ESPN and CBS and NFL. Yep. Doesn't even give us a chance to get up there.
Nope.
So when you thumbs these videos up, I know it's lame for us to ask, but we gotta.
Guys, make sure you smash that like button.
You gotta trick this algorithm. So we appreciate it. Tom, I'm ready to get out of here. How about you?
I am. Real quick, on Twitter, we were tagged. A $2,000 bet on the Texans to win the Super Bowl right now would pay out $202,000.
Yeah, that's too rich for my blood. I'll put $10 on it.
Yeah, about $2,000. Oh my God, absolutely. I'm sorry, it's the Texans winning the Super Bowl. Like, no, it ain't gonna be it. But ladies and gentlemen, we really, really appreciate you being here. We got great viewership today. It was great. I appreciate all the donos. Appreciate all the comments. That's a thing that happened. No, this has been a great start. There'll be a Friday night Q&A tonight. Don't you worry. I might have to nap. I got like 4 hours sleep. So
get a nap, buddy.
Might get a nap. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tonight. Brandon Perna, you got videos coming out today?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do. We talked at great length about this Giants Washington game, but we didn't talk about a certain injury that happened in there, and I've got some NFL headlines to get through. So big episode today.
Okay, I like it, folks. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain Time.